I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. It's the same thing. So it feels like I can either make that choice now and pick my last moment as my rock at the bottom, or I can make a new one.
Needed to be here, to present, and know this is real. To know this is real. I didn't expect this at all.
Hundreds of fans gathered outside a hotel in Buenos Aires to say goodbye to Liam Payne after the singer died aged 31. Argentinian police say Liam fell from a third-floor balcony at the Casa Sur Hotel and suffered extremely serious injuries.
So it's going to be a nice day, and then you're going home, ha ha, loser.
Liam talked about the pressures that came with that and how stardom just wasn't what it was always cracked up to be. So I think those people that related to him are just in deep shock.
You look back, how long you've been drinking and stuff, where you're like, Jesus Christ, that's a long time. Even for someone who's, as young as I was. That's wild. But it was like the only way you could get frustration out in the day.
Liam Payne's story has taken a dark turn, with the shocking news of his death leaving fans and followers in disbelief. But beyond the tragic headlines, there's a tangled web of personal struggles, legal battles, and public controversies that may have contributed to his tragic end. Today we are going to look at the details behind Liam's death, what he faced in his final days, and the role of his ex-fiancée, Maya Henry, played in bringing some of his private struggles into the public eye. Liam Payne's death on a hotel balcony shocked the world. The precise details of how and why remain under investigation, but early reports paint a picture of complex situation. According to sources, Liam's death may have been accidental, yet many believe that the challenges he faced, both publicly and privately, may have contributed to his tragic end.
At its core, at its root, this is a mental health issue. And that's always the one thing that people want to ride right over when really tragic situations happen. Because I'm sure in that moment, in those split seconds, he would have given anything to turn right back around. We need to start talking about mental health, and we need to care about the people around us before it gets to stuff like this, before it gets to the drug problems, before it gets to any of this. Like, why do we shun people for dealing with their emotions? Why don't we believe people's call for help through their actions?
For years, Liam had been open about the difficulties he faced after One Direction's peak. From struggles with substance abuse to grappling with the pressures of living in a public eye. Friends and close associates described Liam as someone who often masked his pain behind a smile, keeping his darkest moments away from the cameras. But as time went on, the cracks in his well-crafted public persona became harder to conceal. Reports suggest that in his final weeks, Liam appeared increasingly distant, a shadow of the confident artist fans had grown to love.
My life's been so controlled to a point. Day sheets, security guards, anything, and it's all everybody else is dictating puppet master crap over the top of your life. Then you just get to a point where it's like you have to take some control back yourself. And until I started to do that with my life, then I was living for everybody else, and I'm a complete people pleaser anyway. So it's like nothing in my life was about serving myself, which then that just led me in a bad place.
Announcement of his passing hit fans and media outlets like a wave, each struggling to make sense of the loss. Just days before this, Maya Henry, his ex-fiancée, had issued a cease and desist order against him. This legal action aimed to put a stop to Liam's attempts to maintain contact after their split, adding a layer of legal complexity to an already difficult situation. Maya Henry's statement about the issuing a cease and desist order wasn't just another headline. It was a window into the troubled dynamic between her and Liam. Maya's decision to pursue legal action was driven by what she described as repeated unwanted contact from Liam, which she felt had crossed boundaries. She characterized the move as a necessary step to create distance, emphasizing that it was a matter of self-preservation rather than an attack on her former partner.
Y'all don't even know what happens behind closed doors or in private. Ever since we broke up, he messages me. Oh, it's always from different phone numbers too, so I never know where it's gonna come from. He'll create new iCloud accounts to iMessage me. It's always a damn new iCloud account. I'm like, every time I see one pop up on my phone, I'm like, here we again. Messaging my friends.
Maya's legal move came as a surprise to many fans, who were unaware of the extent of tension between the two. Their relationship, which began in 2018, had been filled with ups and downs, eventually leading to an engagement in 2020, before falling apart 2 years later. But while many assumed that the end of their relationship meant a clean break, Maya's actions suggested otherwise. She described the emotional difficulty of navigating a breakup that didn't seem to end, explaining how Liam's attempts to contact her left her feeling overwhelmed.
Because he would always message me ever since we broke up, like, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death and be like, well, I'm going to die. I'm not doing well. And there was one time I tried to get him help, and then he was like not taking it.
While some questioned the timing of the cease and distant order, especially given its proximity to Liam's death, others sympathized with Maya's desire to establish boundaries. Her statement provided a glimpse into a side of their relationship that was rarely seen in the media. One where unresolved feelings and ongoing communication blurred the lines between past and present. Maya's relations didn't end with the legal order. She took to TikTok to share more about their relationship, her frustrations, and the challenges that lingered even after their breakup. It was here that she laid a series of claims about Liam's behavior, how he allegedly used multiple phone numbers, iCloud accounts to keep reaching out, even messaging her friends and family. How what's painted a picture of a relationship that remained complicated long after it was officially over.
Also, you're calling me obsessed. Oh, she's crazy. This has happened when you are with someone who's obsessed, blah, blah, blah. Ever since we broke up, he messages me, will blow up my phone. Not only me, but he'll blow up my mom's phone. Is that normal behavior to you? But I'm crazy for making a 5-second TikTok about something that he brought to the internet?
In one of her TikTok videos, Maya expressed the emotional toll of these experiences, saying, "You all don't even know what happens behind closed doors." She detailed how each time a new message or call came through, it felt like a reopening of wounds she had been trying to heal. For her, the situation was not just about the frustration of unwanted contact. It was about the difficulty of moving on when the past continued to linger. Her statements resonated with some viewers who understood the difficulty of maintaining boundaries after a breakup, while others were more critical, accusing her of using the situation to gain sympathy or attention. But Maya insisted that her goal was to speak her truth, not to attack Liam.
Why hasn't he come forward and said anything? Liam Payne, why are you silent?
I honestly hope you're happy now, Maya, because you are one of the 13 reasons why, if it is really true that he ended his life, you are probably one of those reasons. Because if you look at her content, she's writing a book about all this stuff, about Liam Payne and all this. People are always going through something. You needed to give that man some grace.
This clash of opinions created a highly charged atmosphere online, adding to the existing pressure surrounding the situation. Some sympathizing with Maya's perspective, others feeling that her statements might have worsened the situation for Liam during an already challenging time. Liam's struggles were not confined to his relationship with Maya. Throughout the years, he had dealt with a variety of challenges that took a toll on his mental health. His appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast became a turning point, where he spoke candidly about a backstage altercation with a fellow One Direction member. The story made waves as Liam recounted the moment he was thrown against the wall, describing how he stood his ground and demanded respect. This story stirred up old band dynamics, reigniting speculation about past tensions among the One Direction members.
We became very close at points. I think it was well known within the band that I don't like taking. I made it very obvious, I'm not going to tell you how. There was one moment where there was an argument backstage and one member in particular threw me up a wall. So I said to him, if you don't remove those hands, there's a high likelihood you'll never use them again.
That is such a British thing to say. It's just awesome. He went from Liam Payne to Liam Neeson in like 2 seconds. Right.
When Maya later revealed that the unnamed member was Zayn Malik, fans were stunned. It was a piece of gossip that many had long speculated about but never expected to hear confirmed. But the revelation was also showed that Liam was carrying emotional weight from his past, a weight that extended beyond the struggles of fame into his most personal relationships. In his final days, Liam's behavior drew mixed reactions from fans. His trip to see Neil Heron during a tour stop in Argentina was supposed to be a light-hearted reunion. But even that moment became mired in speculation. While some saw it as a genuine effort to reconnect with a friend, others, including Maya, hinted that it might have been more about keeping himself in the spotlight.
But it's always for your own benefit. It's not even because you actually just want to go support. You want to go stand up there and like take the attention away from everyone. And you're standing there, really? Because you know everyone's going to be videotaping you. And just like you did at Louis' concert, the day my book came out, to distract, because he literally knows that if he's with any of the boys, that it's going to get so much attention and it's going to go crazy on like social media or whatever.
These differing perspectives underscored the complexity of Liam's life, one where every action seemed to be scrutinized and interpreted in 100 different ways. Behind the scenes, Liam faced legal battles that added significant stress to his life. The disputes with Maya, combined with his ongoing struggles with public perception, created a sense of isolation that friends say he struggled to shake off. Those close to him described a person who felt like he was fighting a battle on every front, trying to keep his personal life from overshadowing the career he had worked so hard to build.
My own frustrations with my own career and where I kind of landed. I took shots at everybody else, which is wrong. So obviously I want to apologise for that. And obviously one of the biggest remarks I made was about the One Direction thing. And a lot of self-protection, I suppose, in that moment more than anything. The rest of the boys are really stuck by me, and when I needed them most, they kind of came to the rescue. Even Zayn as well.
These legal challenges were more than just paperwork and court dates. They were a constant reminder of how difficult it was for Liam to move on from the past. The cease and distant order from Maya may have added pressure, but it also highlighted the tangled emotions that remained unresolved. While Liam tried to maintain a brave face publicly, those who knew him say that the weight of these struggles was becoming increasingly difficult for him to bear. In the last days, Liam's struggles became more visible even to those who followed him from a distance. His Snapchat video struck a chord with many of his fans. But while some recognized it as a sign of deeper distress, others dismissed it as a passing comment, something they would understand the gravity of only after his death.
He posted this photo that says, "Lovely day in Argentina." He posted a Snapchat with his girlfriend, Kate. It looks like they could be going to a beach or a pool. And then his final post on Snapchat said, "Halloween costume idea, Forrest Gump." And that the way he was acting appeared that he was under the influence. So how was he posting these casual Snapchats? Well, a lot of celebrities aren't actually the ones uploading on Snapchat. Their team members are, so he could have sent these photos to his team and they were uploaded a couple days later.
As news of his passing spread, TikTok and other social media platforms became hotbeds for speculation. Users shared their theories, some suggesting that the pressure from legal battles and public scrutiny might have been too much for him to bear, while others felt there was more to the story than had yet to come to light. Conversation was raw, reflecting the shock and sadness felt by many who had followed his journey from the beginning. With so many questions left unanswered, the police have taken up the difficult task of piecing together the events that led to Liam's death. They are focusing on the timeline of his last days, trying to understand the context of the communication he had, both with his ex-fiancée and others close to him. While it's still early in the investigation, they hope that a closer look at his interactions might provide some clarity about what truly happened in those final moments.
Authorities are still conducting an autopsy and investigating the circumstances of his death. In recent years, Payne spoke out about his struggles with severe suicidal thoughts and addiction.
There was always something about him that made you think, even if this is a dark phase he's going through musically or personally, there will be future chapters for him. It seemed like he had a lot more to give the world.
As the authorities work to uncover the truth, many are left waiting for answers. The complexity of the situation means that there are no easy explanations, but fans, friends, and family are hoping that the time will bring a clearer understanding of the tragedy. Liam Payne's passing has left a deep void in the hearts of those who admired him, not just as a member of One Direction, but as a person who faced his struggles head-on, even when it seemed impossible. His story serves as a poignant reminder that fame does not shield one from pain, and that behind every public figure there is a person dealing with challenges we may never fully understand. As we continue to reflect on his life, and the events that unfolded in his final days, the hope is that his story can encourage a deeper sense of compassion and empathy for those who are struggling. The investigation continues and the full story has yet to be told, But in remembering Liam, we hold on to the music, the memories, and the human being who, like all of us, was searching for peace.